You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike postgame show. What is going on? I am Matt O'Leary, hanging out with my good friend Mitch Anderson. Mitch, how's it going, buddy?
Always well after a big Islanders win. Always well. I wanted to ask something because it's the last thought that I had about the game.
Okay.
Why the hell did Anaheim pull the goalie after he was already in with 27 and a half seconds left when they were down 3 goals? Was there some sort of milestone that they're looking to hit that I don't know about? Why would they do that?
For fun? I don't. They're not. You're not coming back from that. I guess still try. Does it matter if you lose 5-2 versus 6-2 at that point? But I don't know the analytics on it, right? Like, what's the win percentage if you keep the goalie in net versus pull them down 3 goals with 26 seconds left?
Yeah, I agree. Like, whether you lose 6-2 or 5-3, whatever. But like, I just don't see that. That seems like at a point, I thought it was really dumb. I thought that was really, really dumb, but whatever. There must have been something. Like, I get it if it was us or something and you're playing and you got to get Lee a hat trick or something. Okay, fine. But they didn't have that. So it didn't make sense to me. That's how I'm doing. How about you?
I am also doing well. I'm a little bit nervous. We'll talk about why I'm nervous at a little bit later on this podcast when we go through and get through our whole game recap. But we got to start in the first period before we get to the nerves that come up in the second period. But goals galore in period number 1 for the Islanders. Mitch, let's get it rolling for Mitch. I wish he scored. Travis Mitchell gets his first of his career. Really nice play for him to come down and pinch in this situation.
Just so smart. So smart. He sees that he's wide open. There's no one on his side of the ice. If you drew a line right down the middle of the offensive zone, there's no one on the left side. If I'm thinking, look at it, there's no one there. So he steps in going like, well, this either Scotty hits me or it bounces off. And it did, and it's in. Like, hell yeah. What a smart freaking goal by him.
He played it. There's credit to, Mayfield too. Like, played it right off the boards, put it in a great spot. Holmstrom to Mitchell, and there you go.
Absolutely. And now you can go home and be like, Dad, I scored in the NHL and you didn't. Boom. Boom, old man.
We got to do our daily plug for the Discord, but it's fitting for this. So before the game, we were chatting in the Discord about the Islanders lineup, and I made a comment on how I want to see Marshall Warren back in the lineup. And obviously the guy coming out in that scenario would have been Travis Mitchell. And when you know it, Travis Mitchell gets his first goal of the year. So fitting.
So it up you to both Dad and you. Well, not Dad, obviously, but to you specifically for that.
We got a super chat that we got to pull up from our guy. Gabe says, if you have a religion, pray. And if you don't, pick one and also pray. Please, God, have mercy on us, please. Obviously hinting at what I just mentioned at the top of the show, the nerves that I have regarding Bo Horvat went down and didn't look great, Mitch.
He went down in pain. His skate gets caught up with, I don't know who, doesn't matter who. And it looks like a pulled groin just because of how the body was contorted.
He did a split.
Yeah, an unforced split, and he goes right off the ice. The beauty of that is he goes right off the ice on his own. He doesn't need help to get off. He goes on his own, goes down the tunnel on his own. So it might not be, as you referenced earlier, like Duclair, right?
I hope not. I really hope not. But this is a wait and see game to see. But clearly, the Islanders' best forward this year, one of the best players on the team this year, can't afford to lose him. So we got to wait on pins and needles. We'll talk about the play more in the second period when we get there. But wanted to say thank you to Gabe for supporting the show and sending in a question.
Absolutely, 100%. More of those, because especially on days like this where we're going to have a lot of questions, we're not going to get to them all. So if you want to make sure that you get it through, this is the way to do it. Gabe, Trailblazer.
All right, let's get to the next one. Islanders on the power play, and Anders Lee puts one in the back of the net. Just typical Anders Lee goal right here.
Definitely typical Anders Lee, but good job by Tony DeAngelo just getting pucks to the net. Second unit getting it done on the power play, which is great to see. First power play unit was doing very well. Like they did a really good job of cycling around and opening opportunities, but this is just basics. Get the puck on the net, low to high, and then Anders Lee does, as you said, Anders Lee shit.
Yeah, it goes to the front of the net, makes things happen. Tony DeAngelo, I want to give him a lot of credit. He played really well tonight, creating offensive chances.
Yeah, and specifically getting pucks towards the net. Maybe not on the net, right? They kind of showed that during the broadcast. He only had the one shot on goal, but they also made the comment like, well, they don't need to go on goal if you just hit Anders Lee. So that's all that needs to happen. But absolutely, that's what you're supposed to do. Just throw the pucks towards the net. Whether they go in or not doesn't matter.
Absolutely. The Islanders would get one more power play opportunity before the end of the period, and Tony DeAngelo and Anders Lee hook up again one more time, Mitch.
Almost carbon copies. First one, Anders Lee gets a good deflection on it. This one kind of hits Anders Lee, drops, and he is able to get it past Ville Husso, who's in net for the Anaheim Ducks. Same type of play. Just love it. And now the power play has 7 power play goals over the last 8 games in 25 opportunities. So that's, where's my calculator? Where did it go? There it is. 7 over 25. That's 28% efficiency over the last 8 games.
That's obviously very, very good. Yes. And you're not going to stay at 28 for the rest of the year, but it goes a long way to digging you out of that massive hole that you dug yourself in to start the year.
Yeah, exactly. And it's encouraging because we have it. It doesn't seem like they've changed anything structurally. Oh, we're going to try it this way now. It just seems that they may have made little tweaks, right? Pull Bo Horvat a little bit more towards, the high slot, opening in things up, and then he slots back in. If not, we'll see if he comes back, or just throwing more pucks towards the net with the movement that we're already generating. And it's working, man. Does it last? Like you said, not at that percentage, but so far, so freaking good, man. And this was the last thing that we needed to fix on this team. Last thing.
Yep. Without a doubt, that was definitely holding them back, the power play, but it's been good of late. And go figure, the record is good as of late. Shots on goal for the first period, Mitch. Islanders 13, Anaheim had 12, but the Isles left with a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, just friggin' massive first period for this team against a really good team. I don't know about you, but I felt like coming into this game, I had a little chip on my shoulders. Okay. Ross Johnson was making comments, and I don't think he meant it this way, but I took it this way.
I didn't see it. So what do you say?
They're just talking about how like they're trying to, they're basically, they're playing a more open style, and now they're basically playing like us. Just like, oh, they're mimicking us. I know he didn't mean it that way. I took it that way. He's a very confrontational person, and I just had a chip on my shoulder, like, screw that guy. Screw that freaking guy. We're going to own him. And then to be that 3-0 up after the first, I was like, take that, you 6'5" knuckle dragger. Please don't come after me, Ross Johnson.
He could snap you over his knee, Mitch.
Yeah. As much as I go to the gym, it's not going to stack up.
That is quite okay. He has a role in the NHL. He's an enforcer, and the Ducks love him. They picked him up from the Islanders, and he's been there for a while now. But again, 3-0 after 1 period of play. Into the second period, Mitch, we have a goal to talk about, and then the big story from this game. This shot from Leo Carlsson was absolutely ripped. This was a rip.
Piss missile. My God, man. He got everything on that shot. Just the forearm strength that he has, just absolutely insane. To rip that shot with the velocity he had. There's nothing that David Riddick could have done. It's perfectly placed, perfect velocity, perfection. That's all it was.
Yeah, absolutely. So Leo Carlsson cuts it to 3-1, obviously getting themselves back into this game a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're back in it, feeling a little bit, you're still 2 goals down though. So you got, still got some work to do. But the Islanders play a good second period. So I liked what they were doing up to date. Sure, they're down, but you can't you can't fault them for letting that in. That's going to happen in a hockey game. Taylor has a super chat here, and apparently they messed up.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the super chat. We appreciate the donation. I'm sure you wanted to have a comment attached to this. So whenever I notice it pop in, I'll toss that up on the screen. But Taylor, thank you for the support. When you just type in your question or comment, and we'll pull it right up. It's very much so appreciated as we go through here on the post game.
Yeah, the second you toss it in, Taylor, we'll read that thing. But the Islanders played, I thought, a really solid second period. They generated a lot of opportunities in the offensive zone. Obviously, you don't want to generate opportunities in the defensive zone. They did a lot of good stuff with the puck. David Riddick was huge in that second period when the Ducks were kind of pushing. I really think that was they are a really, really strong second period team, it seems, in this season.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And before we get to the close of the second period, hit on it for real now, talk about the play. Bo Horvat gets tangled up, goes into a full split, looked very uncomfortable going down, and he skates off the ice, like Mitch said, under his own power and goes off.
Yeah, the skate gets caught someone else, and you can see halfway down, like he's in that split. And it's not a if you're going to actually do a proper split, you're in the right position to do so. He is not. One leg is in a weird position, and you can tell he goes down in a heap. And the face is full of pain. Doesn't look pretty. I see a lot of other people saying it could be knee. It could be. None of us, well, as far as I know, I'm not a doctor. Maybe you are at home listening to this, but my prognosis was that looks like a groin. Either way, it doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. The comment we got from Taylor is an all-timer. I got to pull this one up. Said, just wanted to see Mitch versus Ross on pay-per-view. I got Mitch going off at minus 250. That is very generous. Minus 250, that gives you an implied chance of 71% to take down Ross Johnston. I love you, buddy. I would not give you a 71% chance in that fight.
No, I'd be happy with plus 250. Ross Johnston, 10 years my junior at 31. He is 6'5", weighs 232 pounds. I am 6 feet at best. Not on my tippy toes, but maybe 6'1" on my tippy toes. I've put on some weight as I go to the gym. I'm now up to 173. So he still has like 50 pounds, 60 pounds on me. It's not, and he's a professional fighter, basically. No, I appreciate the confidence.
I got you at plus 2,500.
That's totally fair.
It's just under 4%. And that might be generous, Mitch.
I mean, minus 250, I die is really the bet to make.
To be fair, I would also put my own odds around the same.
Yeah.
That's great. That's so funny.
Love it. Thank you, Taylor, for that.
So, yeah, again, the final thoughts here on the second period before we get into the more goals. Islanders outshot Anaheim 15-10 in the period. But obviously, Bo Horvat, the big worry now.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see how long he's out. We've already got a pretty long list of injuries. Drouin is maybe coming back soon, but Romanov, Palmieri gone. Who knows how long Bo can be out? Like those are big misses, especially Bo, right? Third in the league in goals, and he's gone.
Yeah, and like I said, he's been arguably their best player on the year. So that would be a huge loss. Obviously, hoping that it's a minor injury and not something major. But we wait on bated breath to find out more on Bo Horvat. Let's get into the third period, Mitch.
Yeah.
Islanders go on an early power play and let up a shorthanded goal.
It doesn't look great. It really doesn't. It comes through the zone. Matthew Schaefer does his best here, but Anders Lee, man, bad awareness. Bad awareness. You have a numerical advantage. I understand he's trying to like maybe give Schaefer an out here, but it's just not there. You have to know that there's someone in the zone. You're the second man back. You have to know there's someone there. He realizes the danger of Troy Terry way too friggin' late.
Oh, yeah, way too late. I mean, you stop it here where the puck battles is about to start, and you have the two guys on this side and nobody within a country mile of Troy Terry.
Yeah, just not okay. I'm not saying that it is ultimately Lee's fault here, but like it would have maybe helped had he, bridged the gap a little bit more. But either way, we can't have that happen on the power play, please.
Wait, hold on. We might have some news on Bo Horvat, which if this is accurate, which I have no reason to believe that it isn't, this could be really good.
Okay.
According to Andrew Gross, Patrick Waugh says Horvat is day to day.
Oh, thank God.
That is best case scenario. That's
because
best case scenario.
Prayed. Each and every one of you prayed.
That's a big sigh of relief. Hopefully that's like he's out Saturday and then maybe he's coming back on. When do they play next? Tuesday after that? Or do they have Sunday also?
Yes.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
They play Saturday the 13th and then they're back on at the 16th, whatever. I don't know the days of the week. Right. So it's not so bad. We got some time here.
Oh, that is a massive, massive sigh of relief. Obviously didn't return in this game, but when he went down, naturally the thought was the worst, thinking the worst. Then, honestly, earlier in this game we didn't even talk about it, but Adam Pelech looked shaken up too. I don't know if he got, essentially it looked like boarding, right? And he came up like shaking his hand, and they were talking about his head, and someone who's had concussion issues and wrist issues, like immediate, another one, hold your breath, but he immediately came right back to the bench.
Yeah. Although word of caution here, Johnny Bushi is throwing out Romy was day-to-day before he went out long-term. So we'll see. Is it day-to-day as they assess the severity of the injury? Sorry to bring us all down again.
No, totally fair. I did. All I am working off of is the Andrew Gross tweet. I didn't hear the full quote, but day-to-day is what we got right now.
Yeah. So keep praying. You did it once, keep on doing it.
Yeah. So let's get back to this, because the Islanders now in a 1-goal game, things getting a little bit tight at the start of the third period. Still a lot of time left. But Simon Holmstrom, man, he heard our podcast, I think, because he has just scored nonstop ever since. He gets on the board with his third point of the night here.
Yeah, Ray Donato says it in the comments at 9:57. Holmstrom got the memo. I assume our memo. A hell of a goal here to round out whatever pylon defenseman was out there for the Ducks, whoever number 14 is for them. Who is number 14? Drew Hellison. Oh, damn. There's a guy that some of our patrons were thinking we can maybe trade for as a long-term partner for Schaefer. After that, maybe not. But made him look silly and then squeezed that puck in. Like, Husso did a good job of trying to control the lower end of the net and squeeze it in just that like couple inch of real estate, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just had a little bit extra room, but Simon Holmstrom was really good on that play. He scores a lot. Relative, right? He's got 6 goals, but a lot of those 6 goals seem to be, that's his move. In the shootout, he tries to do that as well.
Yeah, I know Berms on our Patreon, PS sign up to our Discord, our Patreon and get access to our Discord, was saying the key here is that Simon Holmstrom had 2 shots on net today.
Hey, that's a big upgrade, right? I mean, this is someone who usually scraps the claws to get 1.
Exactly. So huge deal there for Simon Holmstrom. The key is more than 1 shot, please.
Absolutely. So Islanders back up in front 4-2. The Islanders would add one more for good measure. Ryan Pulock with his first of the year. Talk about a guy who's well-deserved of a goal, right?
Yeah, thank you, Chris Kreider, for sure. But you throw pucks towards the net. I know you said it often, and things happen. It's a wild concept here, and that's exactly what happened for him today.
I'm going to have a slight admission here on the podcast. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Okay. When I saw the puck go in and Anders Lee was in front, I thought, did he tip that in and get the hat trick for a split second? I didn't realize it went off of Kreider's stick, who was right in front of Anders Lee.
Yeah, the big hope that he had got, second career hat trick for Anders Lee, but that was not the case.
No, not the case, but happy for Ryan Pulock. He's played really well this year and hadn't had a goal in a while. He gets one on the board. Good for Pulley.
Yeah, and Anders Lee may not have got the goal, but he gets a secondary assist. That was his 4th point of the night on that goal.
And it was 0.4. Just missed a empty netter at the end, right? Which would have been his 3rd goal for a hat trick and also 5th point of the night.
He needed to take 1 extra stride just to make sure he had that lined up.
I liked what Cal was saying on the broadcast, where he's like, I always like to shoot it essentially hard and not try to just pass it into the net, because that's where he thought things could go wrong when you're just trying to pass it in gently.
Yeah, you might hit a rut in the ice, a little bit of buildup on the ice too. You never know. You're absolutely right. Just fire it in. You're Anders Lee. You know how to shoot. You've scored 40 goals. You know where the net's at. Just rifle it in, buddy.
Absolutely. So the Islanders win this one at home, a 5-2 win. They've played really well at home. They've won 5 of their last 6 games and 5 straight home games.
A big 6-3-1 in the last 10. They're now third in the Metropolitan Division, 3rd in the Eastern Conference, which is just stupid to think about.
Up to 7th in the league, right behind Anaheim.
NHL, just wild. 1 point off the top in the Metro and the East. Ridiculous. Absolutely. They played more games than anyone else, but still, this is not where we thought the Islanders would be in terms of points. No one thought that.
No, absolutely not. So we absolutely love to see it. Let's take a look at the box score numbers and get into our ice times here. Shots on goal, 37 for the Islanders tonight. The Ducks had 33. Face-off percentage, 54.3%. Ducks, 45.7%. JG Peugeot is back in the lineup, so we'll take a look at his face-off percentage. He was 61.5%.
Holy Christ, man. Just insane stuff.
Death, taxes, and JG Peugeot over 60% in the face-off dot. That's the story.
Wish we could bet on that. I really do wish we could bet on face-off percentages.
Yeah, we'd be raking in the money there, right?
Absolutely.
So let's get back to it. Islanders, here we go. 2 for 4 on the power play, 50%, and 1 for 1 on the penalty kill, although they did let up a shorthanded goal.
They did let up a shorthanded goal, but you're at +1 power play goals still. So net power play is still a +1 on the day. And you're great on the penalty kill. Just that's how you win games, man, on top of other things, but it certainly helps.
Penalty minutes were 8-2. Ducks with more hits. Islanders 20-15. Block shots. Isles up 18-13. Giveaways 19 for the Isles, 14 for the Anaheim Ducks. Takeaways Islanders 7 and Anaheim with 3.
Yeah, I wish those giveaway numbers were a little bit lower, but whatever, man. What am I going to complain about? They're winning.
Okay, Mitch, who leads the Islanders forwards in ice time?
I assume it's Matthew Barzal.
By a pretty comfy margin, 23 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah, with Bo going down halfway through the game, basically, you knew that it was going to be Barzy. It's either Bo or Barzy anyways. You take Bo to the equation, it has to be the one.
No, without a doubt. So
although watch, you'd be like, it's going to be this random guy on the third line. It's going to Matthew Schaefer. Not Matthew Schaefer, obviously not. I was thinking Callum Ritchie for some reason.
That is quite okay. Next closest was Max Shabanov at 19 minutes and 33 seconds.
He was fantastic tonight, by the way.
Yeah, I thought he looked good when the Shabanov, Heineman, and Barzal line, I thought had some flash there.
Yeah, man, it was cooking. So more of that where they can, kind of figure out where the tendencies. Let's go. Let's see it cook.
Least amount of ice time.
Kyle McLean.
Yeah, I was going to say we're excluding Bo Horvat, who played 10 minutes and 1 second, but it was Mark Gatcomb actually at 10 minutes and 21 seconds. But another game where I thought he looked active, man. He had some speed to that fourth line.
Yeah, I really thought that he would have more time because of that. Not to say that Kyle played poorly. He was fine. But I thought that Mark Gatcomb was really, really good tonight for his role. And I thought he'd get more ice time, but apparently not, which is fine. Whatever.
Defenseman.
I know it's Matthew Schaefer. With a lot.
25 minutes and 19 seconds.
Yeah. It's still, I know we're beyond this now, but it's still wild to me that we're talking about an 18-year-old.
It is. Like, I feel like we're just kind of getting numb to it at this point, right? Because it's every night you look, I was like, oh, yeah, 24 minutes and another point for Matthew Schaefer. But he gets 25-19 and did his thing tonight for the most part, outside of, the one little mishap on the power play, the shorthanded goal against.
I know. I remember the beginning of the season when he was playing those minutes, and we were always, not just ourselves, but we saw a lot of comments even here going, we can't keep playing him that much. And they were right. People were right to say that. But now we're like, well, we have to because he's doing the goddamn thing. So we can't not play him. And he looks fantastic. He makes mistakes here and there, but like a defenseman who is as offensively minded as he is going to make some of those mistakes anyways. Even Cal McCarr does that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Least amount for defenseman.
That's going to be Travis Mitchell.
12 minutes and 45 seconds for Travis Mitchell. Did get a goal, though, tonight.
Yep, got a goal. Played relatively well the rest of the way, so no complaints there. It would be ideal for him to play more. Not saying that he should play more. I just want another defenseman there who can play at least 16 minutes a night, just to take some minutes off other people, but we can't afford that right now.
No. Dave Rittich in net was awesome. 31-33, 2 goals against, .939 save percentage. Has been really, really good as a backup this year.
Yes.
And there's a reason why the Islanders are number 1 in the league in goals saved above expected. Both goalies are playing extremely well right now.
Yeah, and both are playing aggressive.
Yes.
Maybe not as aggressive as the other. I feel like Dave is maybe a little bit more aggressive, especially cutting down angles. You saw it a few times today.
Yeah.
Just really getting out there. I haven't looked at how big he is relative to Ilya Sorokin, but I assume that's like a size thing. Because Sorokin is pretty big, if I remember correctly.
Riddich is 6'3", 200, and Ilya Sorokin is, I think, also 6'3". Yeah, 6'3", 189.
Okay, so
very
it's not
similar.
a size thing. I think it's just a style thing, and it's suiting him. So clearly, they're tailoring their game to match the goalie, which is what you should be doing, and it's friggin' working.
I love it. So let's close the night with some comments here, Mitch.
Okay, yeah, we have a lot. So again, we're not going to be able to get to everyone's comments. Okay, let's start off here from Jeremy. First one to keep us off, to get us off. Big night from Lee and Holmstrom. Hope Horvat is doing okay. Have a great show, guys.
Thank you.
You bet you, buddy. And yeah, it's nice to see Holmstrom have a big night. How many points did he end up? 3. Frig yeah, let's go.
Love it.
I hope this wakes him up a little bit.
I do as well. My slight concern is that we've seen this and that he's a streaky player and is going to have a really good week and then go cold again. But I hope I'm wrong. And like, this wakes him up and he's just good the rest of the year.
Yeah, agreed. Miss Magoo is saying, I'm sick at the possibility Horvat will be out for long term or for too long, sorry, which I think we're all in the same boat. But yes, this will be a huge chance for the youngsters to get some good mileage. Heineman, Barzal, Shabanov was sick.
Yeah, I did like that that lineup.
So I don't imagine you think someone else is going to come up now. Let's assume Horvat is out a couple of weeks because that's at least what we think is going to happen. Do you think they call someone up to fill that spot? Not directly that spot, but like fill a spot there?
No, I think they'll just have Barzal center the top line. I think they'll have Peugeot center the second line, Richie third, Cizikas fourth, and just keep it like that.
Bring in Sippy to run like someone on wing because Pedro would have to move from the wing to center now, right?
Yeah, and Duclair or Holmstrom moves up in the lineup would be my thought.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so Otto says 2 things that didn't happen tonight that I wish hadn't. Bo goes down and Bo stayed out. Yeah, I wish those 2 things did not happen. Ideally, he doesn't go down, and ideally he comes back. That's not what happened here, and that sucks.
No, it does suck. Can you give me a timestamp on these so I can find them in here?
Oh, sorry, at 9:56.
9:56. Okay, good.
Sorry.
Beautiful. Just wanted to pull that one up for Otto.
Yeah.
All right, we can keep rolling.
Okay, so we're going to go to Ryan here. Says, I'm pretty sure that for his college capstone project, Anders Lee ran a statistical study to argue that teams should pull the goalie a lot earlier than they do.
That's awesome. That's such a hockey nerd thing. I love it.
Yeah, I still don't get. I know Ryan says later in the comments that if you're down 3, you shouldn't ever play with a goalie anyways. I guess they pulled him, the goalie, played for a while without him, put him back in because of an offensive zone draw, kept him in there for a while, and then pulled him again with like 30 seconds left. Like, what do you plan on doing here? Just play out the clock.
Yeah, just run it out.
It just seemed weird. Unless there was something they were trying to achieve. Maybe it's the Quenneville who's a douche trying to get something, show his team that I'm still trying to win. Like, you're the Ducks, man, and you're in a good position. Relax.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Gabe says, is Holmstrom back at 10:03? Is Holmstrom back? I think Holmstrom may be back. Holmstrom is back, guys.
I hope so. The Islanders desperately needed him to be back, and he's been really good the last 2 games. I love it.
Yeah, man, 4 points in the last 2 games from Simon Holmstrom. Only 3 shots on net. We want to see him shoot more because he's a guy who at worst converts at 14%. So to see that is great because we need goals, especially if Bo's going to be out for a while. We need him to step up.
Yep.
We're going to say to Survival, who hopefully is not blaming me for anything, at 10:05, saying if Horvat is done for the season, are we screwed? # Operation McKenna.
They would be screwed if he went down for the year. I don't know if they would go full Operation McKenna, though. They would fall in the standings, but I don't know if they would fall that far.
I don't think they could. Although McKenna is falling, so maybe.
Yeah, right. I saw he was ranked as prospect 4 in one of the recent rankings.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
I'd be
Let him
thrilled
keep falling,
with that. Yeah.
That would be absolutely huge for us. From TD Tado Grotto. Why do I screw up that name? Too many O's. 10:06 saying it was a track meet and Isles actually kept up with a very fast team. # impressed.
Yeah, I mean, they were showing the stats on the broadcast. The Islanders have completely changed how they play offensively with so many more goals off the rush and so many more carry-ins rather than dump-ins.
Yeah. Which is something they've been really good at for a while now, right? Like there was a stat that just came out today on Twitter. It was making the rounds where the Islanders have the third most like rush chances or carries into the zone
Yeah,
in
that
the
was
NHL.
Yeah, that was the stat that they pulled up on screen.
Right. So like that's huge. They need to do that. It's great. Like chip and chase has its place, but it can't be your only thing. Like we're not a chip and chase team. The NHL is not a chip and chase league. Let's stop doing that all the time.
Right.
To David Sean McDonald says, I'm in Vegas. Hopefully you're having fun out there and winning some monies.
Hell yeah.
Didn't see the Horvat injury. You don't have to look. It's nothing too crazy, and it's not always fun to watch people get hurt anyways. But this is just one example of what our moment of happiness costs this franchise. We're having cursed 30 plus years waiting for happiness. Bought us hope, expires.
Well, hopefully it's only day to day, like Patrick Waugh said, and that it sticks to it and doesn't turn into something bigger.
Yeah, because I know that wasn't a day-to-day situation, but Ryan Pulock was injured a couple of years ago, right? And they said 3 months, and he was out like 5 or 6 months. And you're like, guys, what the hell?
Yeah, what happened here?
So hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully he's back soon. It's probably a good time to be off at this moment. You had the Christmas break and stuff, and get you to rehab before maybe you get pulled for the Olympics. Maybe. I don't think so, by the way. I don't think Canada's bringing Bo Horvat. Not saying they shouldn't, but I don't know if he's going to crack the roster.
Do you think any Islander does? Does Simon Holmstrom do it for Sweden?
No, not at this rate. I know they're looking at him, but like, I don't think so. Maybe Heineman.
Yeah.
I was not aware that Heineman was third in the league in hits.
Okay. I knew he hit a decent amount, but I didn't think it would be like top 3 in the league.
They showed the stat on screen of 111 hits on the season so far, which is just stupid. Like, it's going to be Matt Martin levels of hitting.
Yeah, right. He should hit 200 pretty easily at this point in the season.
So you're getting Matt Martin levels of hitting. You're getting fast skating. You're getting a rifle of a shot, and you're getting maybe not top line production because it's dipped a little bit, but top line performance at least. Again, as multiple people have said, Emil Heineman is just a player you don't trade.
No, we're happy that he's here with the Islanders. Good player.
Exactly. Okay, where was I here with the comments? Anti-Censorship Society saying Pelly and Pulley are playing healthy. They've had their injuries in many of the past 5 seasons, and they look friggin' great. I know they don't say that here, but I'm going to put words in their mouth. They looked friggin' great today.
They did look great today and have for most of the season, which is a big reason why the Islanders are in the position that they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see Pellick? I'm sure you did. You were watching the game. Pellick just shadowing, almost literally Bennett Sinecki.
Yes.
Just not giving him absolutely no breath at all out there. Love it.
Things you just absolutely love to see was what I was going to say. So we're on the same page there, Mitch.
Absolutely. From Beth Page. That went too far here. Where is it? Where am I? Oh my God, this is bouncing all over the place. Yeah, I hope the prognosis is correct. I couldn't enjoy the third period wanting to vomit. So this is relative relation to the Bo Horvat injury, right?
No, I was in the same boat. Like I said, that kind of took the wind out of the sails a little bit. A 5-2 win, still 5-2 win. I'm happy they won the game, but you're happy, and it would have been nice if we didn't have to have that.
Absolutely. Ryan is saying Schaefer is playing top pairing minutes at 10:20. Sorry, I keep forgetting to tell you the time. He's playing top pairing minutes against top competition as an 18-year-old. People need to stop pretending that there is a Calder race.
I mean, I don't disagree. I
What
think
are the odds now?
Yeah, let me know on the odds. Obviously, there's some rookies who have more points than him, but again, he's a defenseman and playing big minutes, and he's 18, not 22.
Minus 210 for Matthew Schaefer, which is the favorite, of course.
Yep, odds on favorite. And
then Beckett Sinecki second at plus 350. Demonov has completely fallen off as plus 550. Wallstead plus 1200. He's just not getting. He might not have enough games to get that together.
Yep, I think so.
So yeah, it's all gold here. Keep going here. Sherwood, it says it's nice to have a solid backup goalie who used to play in the Western Conference at 10-21. I'm not know about the Western Conference situation, but I guess he knows these Western Conference teams.
Yeah. We played for the Kings.
I guess, but I don't know.
Like that doesn't matter to you?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Yeah, that's not really something like I consider and be like, oh yeah, let's bring in this guy who, played most of his career in the Western Conference, right? Like you have the Kings, the Jets, the Predators, Calgary.
I do, yeah. So like he's seen them, he knows how they play, but some of these teams change a lot. Like the Ducks are not the same Ducks of last year.
No, they're not. And I don't know, you got to do your homework on everybody. They watch tape.
Yeah. I like what TD is saying here. Love the glove save by Rittich. This is just afterwards at 10-21 on a blistering Sinecki shot in the third period. It was effortless. And then he's joking around with the team as well as he's doing it. Freaking love it.
He was feeling himself tonight, as he should, by the way.
Yeah. Almost scored. Well, tried to. Anyway.
He tried to. He tried.
Gary's saying, don't forget to like and subscribe up to 2.7 thousand subs. Holy shit.
Love it. You guys are the best. We love doing this after every game.
Yeah. Just love it. Love it. Thank you everyone for doing that. Thank you, Gary, for those continuous comments. We got to Cold Blooded Clown saying, was at the game. They looked good. Missed like 3 or 4 goal opportunities in the second. But other than that, they dominated the game. They kept the power play simple, throw the puck at the net and let Lee do his thing.
Yeah. Right. Anders Lee just kind of cleaning up the mess in front of the net. That's what he does best.
It's exactly. So love to see that. And it's working. It's absolutely working. And I just want to close it off here from Avi, who's our patron, saying Goatstrom plus JGP equals gold. We had a comment in the Discord saying, is Simon Holmes just incapable of scoring when Jean-Gabriel Pageau isn't in the lineup?
Maybe that's his center. He can't play without his center.
Well, they don't even play in the same line. They're just having him in the lineup, just on the bench. He can't
that's score. A good call out. I mean, JGP has been playing on the wing. I'm sure after the Horvat injury, some things shuffled around a little bit, but you're right. Good call out.
Yeah, maybe he's got some Jean-Gabriel juju. He needs his buddy there all the time.
Whatever works for him.
Absolutely. So that's it.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging for another post game. I'm Matt. He's Mitch. We'll catch you guys next time.